Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. So today's video is extremely important for vet students and students in general and pretty much anyone with any kind of stress or anything like that in their life. So today's video is going to be all about stress management and then also a balanced lifestyle, since those pretty much go hand in hand. So before we begin, I would just like to stress that just because I say these things and just because I have discovered or known some of these tips does not necessarily mean that I always implement them. I feel like so many people preach stress management and time management and balanced lifestyle, and none of them even stick to their own methods. So I'm going to say beforehand, these are just some things that I have found that help me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have it all figured out and I've got this perfect life and that I have everything completely under control, because I definitely don't. So this is just to try and help you if you are in the same situation as me and just trying to manage everything, because it is a lot. Let's get started with the video. This is probably the most important aspect of stress management, and that is balanced lifestyle. So we're going to do that first and just go into a bit more detail, because I feel like if you have a balanced lifestyle and everything is just a bit more stable and sorted out, everything else just comes together a lot more nicely. So the first one is really a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason, and that is exercise. Guys, if you want to have a nice balanced life and you want to keep your mind and your body fresh and fit and awake, then it is so important that you exercise on a regular basis, and not that thing of, oh, Monday I'm going to start exercising, and then, Monday comes and next Monday and it's going to be Monday, and that does not count as exercising. So guys, exercise is extremely important. It really helps to keep your mind fresh and to keep you healthy. So I know for a lot of people, they say, oh, but you have to exercise, and then you go to the gym and it is just horrible. I am one of those people. I really don't like going to the gym. I think I've only gone like twice or maybe 3 times in my life, and I really hate it. I hate the atmosphere, I hate the workouts, I hate everything about it. I'm not very big on exercise. That's why I gave my disclaimer at the start that I don't necessarily do all of these things. The exercise that really helped me and was an amazing help through all the stressful times in my life was really horse riding. I've done it for most of my life. Unfortunately, in the past 2 or 3 years, with studies and the whole pandemic and all of that, it has just been incredibly difficult to get to that and to manage that on top of everything else. So I haven't been able to have that release and that management of stress levels in that aspect for the past few years, and it has really taken a toll on how I manage and control everything, because it has made everything so much more difficult, because I am just not in the mood, I'm not ready, I'm not physically fit, I'm more often tired because I just have no energy for anything. So find a method of exercising that works for you. For me, it's horse riding, for some people it's dancing, for some people it's martial arts, for some people it's swimming, but find some type of exercise that really helps you and keeps you fit and healthy and gets your mind fresh. One that really links up to this one is my next one, and that is hobbies. If you want a balanced life, you need to have a hobby, something that's interesting and fun and that you enjoy. And one of the most important parts that a lot of people seem to miss out on is that a hobby should be productive. Now, I don't know if that's in the definition of a hobby, but I feel like if the hobby has to help you with stress management and a balanced lifestyle, it should really be productive. It should be something in which you can accomplish things and you can progress and you can be proud of yourself for it, but that does not have the same stress and pressure that your studies or other parts of your life has. It should be something that you can enjoy and that you can relax with, but still something that makes you feel like you are doing something that is worth it, that you're being productive. That is why Netflix is not a hobby, okay? It doesn't count, even though it's an amazing way to relax. And I might have Netflix open on my laptop right now. That does not count as a hobby. So a really important thing and a really useful thing in having a balanced life and also managing your stress is to just have something that you can do and put time and effort and energy into it, but doesn't have the same stress and pressure as your studies. So you get to invest as much and get a lot out of it, but you don't have to do it. You're not forced to do it. You do it because you enjoy it. that is really important. So whether it is another sport like swimming or hockey, or whether it is something like gaming or maybe art or something like that, scrapbooking, anything like that, anything that you can do that you can be productive to just sort of get your mind off your studies and off the stressful parts of your life, that is always amazing. Then the last aspect of a balanced life is a really important one, and is actually something that I feel like I could make a whole separate video on, and that is relationships. So relationships are extremely important in keeping a balanced life, and I'm saying it because it is so easy to lose that, because it is so easy to be invited to a family dinner or to a birthday party or something like that and to go, listen, I can't come, I've got to study for this, I've got this assignment that I have to do. There is always something else that you could be doing in that time, and that's why it's so important to pay attention to this, to knowingly go and be like, okay, this weekend I'm going to spend with my friends, I'm going to invite my friends over, I'm going to this person's birthday party, I'm going to go to that place, I'm going to do something with my friends, with my family, with my boyfriend, with my girlfriend, anything like that. You need to keep the relationships in your life, for one, because it is also really nice to be able to get away from your studies, do something completely different, and just spend some time with people around you that make you feel better. It is also really important because those people are your support system. When you go back to your studies and you're working so hard and you're at the point where you want to have a meltdown and you just need someone there, those are the people who are going to be there and support you and care about you. So you really need to keep up with those relationships. So the next big thing in stress management, moving a bit away from the balanced lifestyle part, is planning. So I can tell you so much about planning, and this includes my biggest tips for stress management that I implement every single day. Every time that I start to panic about anything, I implement these tips. So your first thing with planning, and I do this for every single day, for every week, for all of that. I feel like if everything seems out of your control, you plan it to a finer degree. So every single morning, I take my daily planner and I write down everything that I need to do for that day. And please remember to include your classes, because so often when I started with this, with writing everything down, I would not include my classes, and then I would be done with them and I would be so surprised with how much time I'd lost because I had everything so well planned out, and where the hell did the time go? So remember to include your classes, make time for your classes so that you know how much time you have left to work with. Also, it is really nice when you have that list and you can scratch off that class because you already attended it, but you honestly didn't have to do much. You had to sit and listen. So you feel like you've accomplished something without having to break yourself over it. So remember to include your classes firstly. Then you go through, you include everything else. If you have to study for a test that day, if you have to do an assignment that day, if you have a quiz, if you have to take your dog to the vet, if you have to go and visit your friend, if you have to do anything, you include it on that list so that you have everything that you have to do right in front of you and nothing is left uncertain. Because to be honest, the biggest thing that brings stress in is when you have no idea what is going on, and when you have no idea what has to happen or how it has to happen or how you're going to do it, when you're going to get to it, all of that. If you don't know what's going on, it is a lot more stressful. So make sure that you have everything right there so that you can look at it and figure it out. Then this is the important part, because when you've got that list and you've got all that stuff and you're looking at it and you just want to panic because it's just so much and you don't even know where to start, that is where my best tip comes in. And that is, you go through and you place it in order. You go through every single point and you give it a number. So for example, my first class starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'll put a little number 1 next to my first class. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, I've got a quiz about that module and I've got a break after class. So I'm going to put that quiz right in after the class. I'll make a little number 2 after the quiz. Then I'm going to have my second class, so I'll give my second class a number 3. Then I still have to do the assignments, I have to go to my friend, I have to study. Then I go, okay, well, studying takes long, so you put it last so that you can stretch out that time a bit and that you don't have to procrastinate everything else to get done with the studying. So you do the short things, the quick things first, so that you can scratch them off the list and you can get to the more time-consuming stuff that you're not sure how long it's going to take, that you know it's going to take forever, that you know it's going to exhaust you, and you put all of that on the list. So now you've got everything ordered, you've got a number next to everything, so now everything just makes a bit more sense. You still have all of that stuff that you have to do, but at least now you can take it one thing at a time. So what I quite often actually do for myself when I get still so overwhelmed, that I just go through, I put my ruler over the rest of the list and I just look at the first point. I just look at exactly what I'm supposed to be doing now. And that is it. I don't look at anything else. I don't know that anything else exists. All you think about is that one point, because that is all you have to do now. You don't have to worry about that studying that you have to do. You don't have to worry about the assignment, about your friend, about your dog. You don't have to worry about anything except what you have to do right now. So you just look at that one point. You don't know what else you have to do. You don't care what else you have to do. You only have to do that one point. And that is my biggest advice, is just taking it one thing at a time and forcing yourself to take it one thing at a time, because it is so easy to start looking at everything and to get so overwhelmed by everything that you have to do, because it is a lot. So just do it one thing at a time, take it one thing at a time, and only think of that one thing at a time, because the moment that you start thinking about the other stuff, you start stressing about them, and it's just not worth it. You don't move around the order, you don't skip this and do this later, you just stick to that order. Because the moment that you start shuffling things around, then you're not sure what you want to do anymore, you don't know where you're going to go next, and everything is just chaos from the start. So get your order, get everything that you have to do, put them in a list, give them numbers, and then do it one thing at a time. Moving on from that, the next one also really links into it, and that is to act early. If you do get a quiz today, and it's a 10-minute quiz, 10 marks, that's it, small quiz, it has to be due by next week. Do it today. You can find those 10 minutes today to just quickly finish it. And the moment that you have done that quiz, you do not need to stress about it ever again. You don't need to stress about the due date, you don't need to stress about the work that you need to know for it, you don't have to stress about anything, but just get it out of the way, because you have no idea what's going to happen for the rest of the week. You can get there and it's like, it's a 10-minute quiz, of course I'll have time for it, I'll just do it the morning of or the day before, and then the day before they're like, oh yeah, you just have to do this hour-long test for us this afternoon, which they do that to you, or you just quickly also have to do this assignment. Oh, you remember that assignment that you forgot about? That is due tomorrow. Oh yeah, we also have a test tomorrow all of a sudden. You also have to do this. It happens so quickly that you don't have 10 minutes for that quiz the day before its due date. So make sure that you have everything done as soon as possible. If you have an assignment that you have for the whole year, do it as soon as possible. Start it in the first semester. Do everything that you can as soon as you can, so that you can just get it out of the way, because things pile up so quickly. Then my last and biggest tip for it also is a bit of balanced lifestyle, but the biggest thing in stress management and staying positive and staying motivated is to have something to look forward to. So my boyfriend and I actually have a rule of a 1 holiday a year thing. So every year we have to go on at least one holiday. Obviously, we try to do more, but you know, with the student budget, there isn't a lot of room for that. But it is anything from literally going away for a long weekend to our family home in the bush, to planning an elaborate holiday at the beach, you know, anything. Just have something to look forward to. For example, in a couple of months, I'm going to our family house in the bush with a bunch of my friends. We're going to celebrate my birthday, and I'm so looking forward to that. Next year, we're going on a hiking trip for a few days, and I'm so looking forward to that, because no matter how crappy anything in vet school or in life right now goes, that will still happen. So I can fail all my tests, I can forget to submit all my assignments, I can fail everything that I do in vet school, and I will still have that good thing in my life. It is still something that I can look forward to and be excited about, and nothing that goes bad in the vet school part of my life can influence that. It is always so important to have something outside of vet school that makes you happy, that makes you excited, that you can continue to look forward to no matter what happens on this end of the scale. You are learning to make such a difference, and it is always so important to stop and to think about what we're actually doing right now, which is actually also a tip, and I didn't even have it on my list, but to really take a moment and just step back and see what you're actually doing, and to just take a break from everything that is putting pressure on you and stressing you out, and seeing what is actually the bigger picture in what you're doing right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any video recommendations, please let me know, because unfortunately, they have closed campus down again. All our practicals are suspended. All our practical exams are moved out to the end of the year. All our exams are online. We have no classes on campus. Everything is completely closed. So I was gonna do a lot more, you know, day in the life type videos and stuff like that, and everything is just closed down. So to be honest, the inspiration is running a little bit dry. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any video recommendations, you can always just leave a comment. I also have my email address linked in the description. then also please go follow me on Instagram. I did finally create my Instagram account at VetLifeZA, so please go and follow me there. If you have any questions about vet school, you can just ask me. If you have any video recommendations, please just let me know. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!